It's Jonathan Kirsting here with the Pittsburgh Tech Council and Tech Vibe Radio. We are on location at Clark Testing, and oh my goodness, my mind has been blown in so many ways today. It's been so much fun, not just getting a tour of this amazing facility that, Paul, you can drive past 51 and see this old school looking building, knowing that there's some very advanced things going on inside, to the ribbon cutting of the latest shaker table. That is like the biggest table maybe in the country, definitely the East Coast.
Yes.
And I, of course, have Paul hanging out with me today. You're the guy that kind of runs this whole thing.
Yes.
Thanks for taking the time, and thank you for inviting us.
Thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate you taking time to come witness the unveiling and the commissioning and taking a tour of the lab.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't think of a better way to spend a Friday. One thing that really caught my attention when you kicked this thing off, you were talking about the 3 R's of Clark. And, and it's not reading, writing, and arithmetic. What are those?
No. I mean, for a company our size, we're really proud of our customer base and the diversity of testing that we do.
Yeah.
And I like to tell people we test everything from rocket ships to roller coasters to race cars. And so we've done literally components that have been going up into outer space, into deep outer space, and then the roller coasters for the larger, the larger park owners of Disney and Universal Studios, customers of ours. And then IndyCar teams. We've done a handful of IndyCar teams, the Andretti family, Penske, Ray Hall, they're all customers of Clark Testing.
And you have facilities around the country.
Yeah, we've got
really cool.
Yeah, exactly. We've got 5 test laboratories throughout the Midwest.
Okay.
2 of them here in Pittsburgh. Our headquarters is in Pittsburgh, and we started back in 1992 acquiring different laboratories where the larger companies in the Pittsburgh area were making financial decisions, and we just came in and made the investment and made the commitment to keep the skill sets and the test disciplines in Southwest Pennsylvania.
It's such a cool thing for this region to have. This type of a resource is amazing. You mentioned how there's literally people from around the world driving down Route 51 to come visit you to see their product being tested.
Correct.
I mean, you're really like this front door for the world to come here. I mean, and not just the world, but you're talking about some of the smartest minds in the world, the biggest companies in the world that are making sure their products are going to live up to the specs they need, and you're going to confirm that for them, or watch them fall apart. Which to me is just so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, as I told you, we've got 3 of the largest defense contractors in our laboratory today, sitting right on the other side of the wall of you and I. And so we're pretty proud of that, from the start. There were literally just 6 cars in the parking lot back in 1992 when we started this all, Wow. And, it just gives me a chill and a thrill to be able to have built where we are today. We've got, we hover around 100, 110 people.
I was going to ask you, that's a lot of people.
And in the Pittsburgh region, we've got about 70 employees.
Love it.
And I can't say enough about the skill sets of the employees in the Pittsburgh region.
You got to really know your stuff to work here. As I'm taking the tour and I'm seeing your workers who are setting up the jigs, and you're just like, wow. It takes some seriously smart people to do what they're doing, and dedication, because sometimes it's some hard work. There's cranes moving around.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so cool.
Some of the testing that we do is very complex and very sophisticated, like the electromagnetic compatibility, the EMC laboratory. I sort of rescued that EMC laboratory from a facility that was shutting down, a Sony facility that was shutting down in Somerset.
Yes.
I brought that into our laboratory here, added that capability, that test discipline, to our suite of services. And so now we have customers that can come in and under one roof get a full suite of testing where they can do, it's called equipment qualification, or EQ testing.
Okay.
And equipment qualification is when you have a product development engineer, whether it's in the defense or the rail industry or power generation industry, when they develop a product and they're going to market, they have one last leg of that development program is they have to validate that it will withstand the environmental, whether it's a harsh environment or the cycle.
Yeah.
Like I told you earlier, what we do is we put things in the environment that it's going to see when it's deployed into the field. We also age equipment. And so we take equipment and make sure that it will withstand going back and forth on a rail system, or if it's in the lower part of a Navy ship, and if it's seeing a high vibration, we accelerate that age to make sure that the prototype product is able to withstand whatever environment it's going into.
So you can give it like 5 years of vibrations like in an afternoon or something like that.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, that's just amazing to me. And what was so much fun today was watching the ribbon cutting on this new piece of equipment. And tell me more about this shake table and what that's going to really do for you is being able to offer new services
Sure.
and capabilities.
When we bought a laboratory from Westinghouse, we had limited capability. And then I think I mentioned we acquired a shaker system from the Jet Propulsion Lab out in Berkeley, California. That was about 20 years ago. And that useful life of that piece of equipment basically came to an end about 2 years ago. And we really missed it, and our customers missed it, and we saw that. So we decided to make the investment, and we put a team of stakeholders and collaborators and supporters together to basically see how we can make this happen. So with that, we acquired a SD44, which is spectral dynamics shaker system. It does 44,000 force pounds of shake. And it has the largest footprint in the United States, where we can do packages up from a 15 to 10 foot wide package. So you're talking about like a lunar lander or a rover that's going onto the moon or Mars, or equipment that's going into the rail industry. So if you're taking a bus or a rail car and that air conditioner is sort of on the top, that's about 15 feet long. Our customers require us to do the vibration because, as you know, the roads in Pittsburgh, those buses are getting some vibration.
They can do some pre-testing on the way
Yeah. We're doing a little vibration and shock testing.
That's so cool.
So yeah, what we do is we simulate the environment, and the particular shake table that we just commissioned today has a higher frequency, so higher vibration capability, larger force pounds, 44,000 force pounds, and then the larger footprint. So it makes it unique countrywide.
Oh, that is just so exciting. And what I was really excited about was how the community came together to make this happen with Huntington Bank, the government. Tell me a little bit more about that, because we had Devlin here today,
Yes.
which was fantastic. So I just love seeing that come together so you can get this resource put in place.
Sure. I mean, it's great. I mean, Devlin has been a staunch supporter of our company for years. He has been here a few times, and he and his staff could not be better. We've got State Representative Andrew Kuzma, who's helpful, and he introduced me to Allegheny Strategic Partners, who they have been just, fantastic in helping us, navigate through the process and the, getting the state support. And then Southwest Conference, they were helpful in financing this whole thing. We're a small business, and a piece of equipment like this, it's $1.5 million.
Exactly.
And, it took about a year. And from start to finish, and we finally, placed the purchase order. And by the time it was deployed, installed, and my team put it in, and the SD guys, the spectral dynamics guys, got a commission going, it was a dream come true.
I can imagine. And it's so much fun for us today to watch you officially open that piece of equipment up. And I think about what that's going to do for your company, and in turn, what that does for our region. Because now you have more capabilities.
Right.
People from around the world who come here and test their stuff right here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Route 51.
Yeah.
To me, it's just so amazing.
The cool thing about Western Pennsylvania, a lot of people don't know, is we are kind of a center of excellence in rail, right?
100%,
So we've got Wabtec, we have Alstom around the corner, we have Mitsubishi Rail, we have Hitachi Rail, and Siemens Rail. All of those rail companies, mostly that rail is for people movers and for light rail. And all of those companies are headquartered in Pittsburgh. And that's from the legacy back in the Westinghouse days.
Amazing how
And
it all goes
it
back.
is, yeah.
It's
And
like, goodness,
so-
thank God he hung out in Pittsburgh. That's
I
awesome.
know. Him in test road.
Exactly.
So having that, background, and, we have some of the foundations that I was sharing with you that were installed here, where we were enabled to upgrade the equipment, put new equipment in, but we had the foundation of the building there. So we had all of that in place, and so you take that, you make the investment, and then the customer base regionally. So we are supporting, every single business in the Western Pennsylvania region comes through this laboratory. And I was really proud to see all of the engineers that attended today.
100%.
There was quite a few people that took the tour. The seismic shake table we witnessed today, we have one of the 3 largest seismic shake tables in the United States. So people come here, like I say, from every single continent, from Europe, from Asia, and they come in here to do testing on critical equipment, control equipment, cooling valves, you name it, anything that's going into a nuclear power plant that needs to be involved to shut the plant down in a calculated manner if there's an earthquake. Do that earthquake simulation.
That's, to me, is like amazing. And to think that they're trusting you with something that's going into a nuclear facility.
Yeah.
To know that if something terrible happens, that you're gonna validate that you can still turn the dang thing off.
Yeah.
It's, oh my goodness, that's just so amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are just truly making Pittsburgh proud here. This is the type of resource that just stand up and really sets our region apart. You're working this thing every day.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's a passion. It's,
I can see that. That's
My
why I love
son just does a fantastic job. He's Pittsburgh through and through, and the management team. And like I said, when we talked earlier, the people here, the fellow Mark that runs that seismic shake table, he's been doing it for 27 years.
Yeah.
I would argue he is probably one of the senior technical seismic technicians in the United States, and that's why we're getting people from all over the world flying into Pittsburgh International, driving here to witness the tests at Clark Testing.
They want to hang out with Shaky and see what it can do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool, Paul. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you for letting us be part of this ceremony.
Okay.
For this whole thing, because that was just amazing for us to check this whole thing out.
Okay.
Tell a little bit of your story today.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate
I
you.
really appreciate you taking the time, and we really appreciate the Pittsburgh Technology Council has been nothing but such a great support.
Thank you for
Love
that.
it. Yeah.
You're making my day even more today. You're the best. Thank
This
you
is awesome.
so
Thank
much.
you.
In case you forgot, this is Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Tech Council and, of course, Tech Vibe.